This is Big Sky. In those subtle moments before the sun cracks the Montana Rockies. If you were here last summer, this is what you might have seen. Montana. The word itself evokes an image. Clean mountain streams, clear air, and it's all here. Just the way you'd want it, right down to the cowboys. That's the way most summer mornings start at Big Sky. Just before 1900, Frank Crail came out from Indiana in a covered wagon, met Sally Creek from Bozeman, got married, and built his house in this mountain meadow. Frank planted some wheat, ran a few head of cattle, panned a little gold, had 2 sons. This was Frank's home. Frank Crail is gone now, but his house is still where he left it, surrounded by the place we call Big Sky. Big Sky is located 43 miles from Bozeman on one of the prettiest rivers you've ever seen, the Gallatin. Most of the drive to Bozeman is right along this river. 16 miles the other way is the entrance to Yellowstone National Park. The entrance to Big Sky opens onto a great long valley. It's 11 miles from here to Lone Mountain off there in the distance. All told, we got over 10,000 acres surrounded by 6 million more of park and forest land, and the sky's above it all. You drive a couple of miles down the road and come to Meadow Village. Frank Crail built his home here because he thought he had found the most beautiful spot on earth. And after all, he had all of Montana to choose from. Well, things have changed. They're always going to, but we've been careful. Even with the changes, Frank would still know his valley. and that's important in Montana. Up the road a little further is Guest Ranch at Big Sky. The ranch has been here for almost 50 years, but the feeling you get goes back a lot further. The cabins are set back among the pines or on the stream that runs through the place. We have over 100 head of horses for the people who live here and the visitors we get every summer. The Guest Ranch is all the best of old Montana. The road ends at the base of Lone Mountain. There's a regular village here. The Huntley Lodge with over 200 rooms and all the modern conveniences you'd expect. There's condominiums, restaurants, shops, and a gondola that goes up the mountain. Anywhere you are at Big Sky, you can see a lot. But no matter where you are, you can't see all of Big Sky at one time. We've used natural materials in everything that's been built here, so it all fits. The homes and condominiums in the Meadow Village have been set around so they blend in. There are no neon signs, no hot dog stands, and there never will be. When Frank Crail lived in this valley, he really didn't have too much time to enjoy it. He was too busy pulling out a life for his family. Well, there's no farming or cattle now, but there's plenty to do, and it's a lot more fun. Anywhere you go in this area, the scenery is spectacular. If you have a little adventure in your soul, and who doesn't, take off down a back road. You never can tell what you'll run into. This is Elkhorn, Montana, about 150 miles from Big Sky. Elkhorn's a ghost town now, but in 1894, there were 5,000 people here, living the most exciting life this country has ever known. Gold and silver brought them. And when the mother lode dried up, so did Elkhorn. Just ghosts here now. And if the sun's right, well, you get a feeling for what it must have been like. Nevada City is about 100 miles from Big Sky. It's another gold town, but this one's been restored. Fortunes were made and lost here. And the cause of it all is still around. That's right. You can still pan for gold. And there are some old-timers around who will show you how it's done. And if you're lucky, yep, that's gold. But it would take a strong back to make a living. In 1810, a mountain man, John Coulter, tried to tell people he'd found the back door to hell. Steam belching out of the earth, rivers so hot they'd scald a man, wild animals that had no fear. Well, John got the reputation as the biggest liar in Montana. But what he found was Yellowstone, the nation's first park. It's all still here. The Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, Old Faithful, the geysers and thermal pools, and it hasn't changed all that much. We've got valleys and meadows to walk, streams to cross, rivers and high mountain lakes to fish. and all within a dozen miles of Big Sky. If you've got the energy, we sure have got the country. Oh, that doesn't mean that everything's laid out for you, but isn't that better? Isn't the scenery prettier? Don't the fish taste better when you know you've worked up a sweat getting there? Riding a horse for a couple of hours to catch a fish isn't for everyone, but if it was, you wouldn't go. If you need a hand finding your way around, we got people here to help you. If you really want a challenge, go climb a mountain. Up the side of Ousle Falls or head out from Huntley Lodge and straight up Andesite, and you get the feeling that the whole world is spread out before you. There's a precise chronology in Montana. Things change slowly. One day, only the hawk patrols the sky. And next, it's filled with Canadian geese. Soon the heavy clouds boil over the mountains. The snows come, the season changes, and winter comes to Big Sky. And you know what we do every winter. If you think skiing the mountains is something, come on up and ski the sky. Miles of runs, chairlifts, a gondola, sunshine and smiles. Everything you want is right here and without the crowds. Bang over the moguls or float through the deep powder. If you're the hot dogginest hot dogger or just starting out, it's all right here. It's not all downhill in the sky. We got some of the best cross-country ski trails you'll find anywhere. It's not all doing at Big Sky. Sometimes the only thing moving is the river. There are moments when you can just sit back and take it all in. You can have it any way you like. You can make it simple or as fancy as your tastes. But no matter, there's a strain of old Montana that runs through everything. feels sometimes like the clock ran backwards. And even sitting down to a candlelight dinner, the spirit of the old cowboys is still here. Every one of us who ever cheered when Roy rousted the bad guys is a cowboy. In our imaginations, we've all played the part. That's why feeling at home in Montana is so easy. Because we're all cowboys. Montana cowboys.
I'm just a cowboy, a Montana cowboy. Big Sky, Montana is my home. Oh, I'll bet you knew some, like Flash LaRue and his fast gun. But he had nothing over me. With my mountain flowers, sitting back for hours, watching the many seasons change. Summer sunshine, oh, I'm living now, not passing time. Sure feel at home on the range. I'm just a cowboy, a Montana cowboy. Big Sky, Montana's where I roam. Oh, I'll bet you knew one. Cisco Kid made them all run. But he had nothing over me. Trout streams flowing, soft breeze a-blowing. Lone Mountain guides me like a friend. And when I tire around a friendly warm campfire, friends of mine help me in my day. In my collections of matinee reflections, I guess I knew I'd always be, yeah. Oh, just a cowboy, oh, a summer cowboy. And Big Sky, Montana would be my home. Oh, I bet you knew some, and everyone had a fast gun. But they had nothing over me. 'Cause I'm a Big Sky cowboy. I'm a real-time cowboy. I'm a Big Sky cowboy.